Sometimes life is going to hit you in the head with a brick, but don't lose faith. You have to trust in something your gut, destiny, life, karma, or whatever. The only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. These are the words of Steve Jobs, one of the most eminent entrepreneurs in the world, motivational speaker, co-founder, chairman and CEO of Apple and Pixar. He was born to Abdul Fattah and Joanne on 24th February 1955 in San Francisco, California. Because of some difficult reasons, he was adopted by Paul Jobs and Clara Jobs. He acquired his early education at Monta Loma neighborhood in Mountain View, California. In 1972, he enrolled at Reed College, but he dropped out of the college after the first 6 months because he didn't want to spend his parents' money on an education that seemed meaningless to him. He had no idea what he wanted to do with his life, and no idea how college was going to help him figure it out. He stopped taking the required classes that didn't interest him and began dropping in on the ones that looked far more interesting. It wasn't all romantic for him. He didn't have a room to stay, so he slept on the floor in his friend's room. He returned Coke bottles for 5 cents deposit to buy food with. And he could walk 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week at Hare Krishna temple. And much of what he stumbled into by following his curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. Because he has dropped out from college and did not have to take normal classes, he decided to take a calligraphy class. When he was 20, he and his friend Steve Woz started Apple company in his parents' garage. They worked hard and, as a result, Apple had grown from as a two of them in a garage into a 2 billion company with over 4,000 employees in 10 years. They also released their finest creation, Macintosh. When he was 30, he got fired from his own company. He really didn't know what to do for a few months, and he was devastated. Even though he was rejected, he still loved what he did, and so he decided to start over. During the next 5 years, he started a company named Next and another company named Pixar. And Pixar became the most successful animation company in the world at that time. He then returned to Apple when Apple bought Next. He said he was pretty sure that none of this would happen if he hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but the patient needed it. After Steve Jobs returned to Apple, he chose quality over quantity and he produced many of the company's more successful devices such as iPad, iMac, iPhone and grew into the biggest company in the technology sector. On October 5, 2011, Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, died of pancreatic cancer. His net worth grew to over $250 million by the time he was 25. Apple is the first publicly traded US company to be valued over $2 trillion in August 2020 and is the world's most valuable company. Steve Jobs kept working hard till the last breath to make sure that Apple remains as the top tech company in the world. We all can see how much influence and impact is Apple having in this modern era. It shows the success of Steve Jobs and Apple. Steve Jobs is the true inspiration for every budding entrepreneur and will remain as the hero of the tech industry.
You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle. When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like, "If you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart.